Hey everyone, today I'm going to be introducing you to a pet that I got a few months ago. Her name is Jean Grey. She's been in quarantine this whole time, but she's going to be coming out of quarantine very soon, and so I finally feel comfortable introducing her to you guys. Here she is, guys. This is Jean Grey. She is a pastel purple passion ball python. She's still just a very young baby, and she's still not quite sure about me. Let's go ahead and give you guys a closer look at her. She's very interested in the camera, that's for sure. I got her a couple of months ago at a reptile expo, and she has done really, really well for me. She's getting ready to come out of quarantine any day now. The fact that she's still in quarantine is why I'm filming in my bedroom today. I quarantined her in here, but she's pretty much ready to come out of quarantine at this point. Due to having a paper towel substrate, she hasn't had the greatest sheds, but I have finally given her a loose substrate that'll hold humidity, and so her upcoming shed should be a lot better. Her morph is a pastel purple passion, but she looks very gray to me. So that's why I went ahead and called her Jean Grey. I did play around with some other X-Men names before I settled on Jean Grey for her. You know, her being a purple passion, I did think about maybe naming her Psylocke. I even thought about reusing the name Mystique, but that felt wrong to me. The more I looked at her, the more I realized she was Jean, and it just works for her. She's been a really good eater for me. She has not refused a meal yet. She's eating frozen thawed fuzzy rats. She took to frozen thawed very quickly for me. Hi. Hey, girl. She is a ball python, just like Charles, my other snake, is. However, he is a leucistic ball python, and she is not. Although her and Charles do have some very similar genetics. They both have the Mojave gene in them. Charles is a super Mojave, which means he has two dominant Mojave genes. And in order to make a purple passion, that takes a Mojave gene as well. And then, like I said, she also has the pastel gene. When I saw her at the Reptile Expo with one of her clutch mates, who didn't have the pastel gene, he was just listed as a purple passion, his dorsal stripe was not as yellow as hers. So I think that's the difference. As far as color goes, they were both very gray. Their patterns were very similar. However, her dorsal stripe is much more yellow than the male who is being sold alongside her. I also wanted a female this time around instead of another male. I wanted a snake that would get bigger than Charles, and female ball pythons will actually get a foot or two longer than male ball pythons. And they also get a lot girthier as well, because they carry eggs. I do plan on eventually, not for a couple of years, but eventually breeding her and Charles together and maybe selling their offspring. They'll produce a lot of gray babies and maybe some more blue-eyed leucistics like Charles as well, because she has the Mojave gene as well. We may end up with some pastel Mojaves. We may end up with more purple passions. But I just really love ball pythons, and I really love this morph. I've had my eye on either a purple passion or a mystic potion for quite some time. They're very similar morphs. They look almost identical. And their genetics are very similar as well. They just have one different gene. In the Mystic Potions, it's the Mystic gene. And in the Purple Passions, I forget what gene it is. I'll put it on the screen right here. But yeah, this is Jean Grey. Let's get you guys some close-up footage of her. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put her away now because it looks like she's starting to get a little irritated with being out. Eventually we'll do a whole enclosure tour. That's another video for another time. This is probably the longest I've ever had her out. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.